Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be seeing a shift that is about to happen in your reality. But just before I get into it, I did want to give a quick update. As some of you guys may have already seen on the community section of my channel, as well as on my Instagram story, I will be opening up personal readings very soon for the first time in ages. And so I created a landing page where you can share your email address and then receive updates about when they're going to open. But it is going to be very, very soon. I'm going to be sending out an email just sharing the details about the types of readings available, the pricing, how to book, and I'm going to be sharing the booking link as well as the date and time that you'll be able to access the booking page. So if you would like to receive that information, you can go to the link down below. It's a MailChimp link. Thank you so much to everybody who has signed up so far, and thank you so much to everybody who has expressed an interest in a personal reading. So for today's pick a card reading, we are back with the fragrances. We did this a few weeks ago in a video where instead of crystals on top of the piles, it's different perfume bottles. So I'm going to be using 3 of those fragrances from the last one in today's video. In the last video, at the start of each group, we sprayed the fragrance and I spoke a little bit about the feelings and the messages that it brings up for me. But this time I've had a little bit more time to wear these fragrances out and about and to sort of build a relationship with them. So the messages that come through this time are going to be a little bit different. These are the fragrances we used, and I'm just thinking maybe next time I'm going to keep them in these cases because you might be drawn to like the different color cases when you pick your group. These fragrances were provided by Scentbird, whom I've worked with a couple times now, and it's such a pleasure to be able to work with them because I am obsessed with fragrances. I have a lot of fragrances in my collection. I personally am not really a signature scent kind of person. I like to alternate depending on my mood that day, what I'm going to be doing, and also the type of vibe that I want to give off to the people around me. So for example, Viva la Juicy La Fleur, she has been an everyday perfume for me this summer. It's a very nice, fresh and clean floral scent with jasmine as the main note, while on the other hand, Parisian Embrace, this one is more of a sweet and fruity scent. So I would wear this one on a weekend or on a night out when I'm feeling a little bit more fun and flirty. My sexy crush, this one, she's deep, she's woody. So I wear this one when I want to feel like cool and creative. I really like the variety of having several scents to cycle through, but if you're someone who does want to find your signature scent, Scentbird is a great way to try out different fragrances every month and see what you like without having to commit to buying a full bottle, which can be quite expensive. Although I actually did buy a full bottle of perfume after trying it on Scentbird, Love High by Confessions of a Rebel, and I will absolutely be getting a full bottle of this. Amazon Rainforest by Sanctuary. I love it. My partner loves it. It's my favorite one. I literally want to snort this stuff. Having them in these vials makes them super portable, which I really appreciate. Just the other day, I went out with a friend and I put one of these in my little purse, and I always have one in my everyday backpack. I'm currently taking pole dancing lessons and DJ lessons, and I do them on the same day every week. But after my pole class, I'm a little bit sweaty, especially in the summertime, and I don't want to be bringing that into my DJ lesson. So before I go in there, I just do a little shoop shoop and freshen up, and then I am the best smelling DJ in there. And which one do I use in there? That's right, it's the Sexy Crush because she's my cool and creative one. So yeah, they're super portable and yet it's quite a generous amount. This will give you at least 30 days of use. I usually use 2 sprays per use and it will last much longer for me. And they're cheaper than a lot of the travel size perfumes and those little rollers that you would buy in stores. For your first month with Scentbird, it's only $8, and then after that it's about $17. So it's a great option for beginners in fragrance who are still finding out what it is that they like, or for those who don't want to make the huge commitment of purchasing a full bottle. Scentbird has over 700 fragrances to try, ranging from popular brands to more niche labels, and they have a quiz to help you find out which fragrances will be perfect for you. While I definitely have my favorites, I personally have never gotten a fragrance from Scentbird that I didn't like, so they are pretty on the nose with their recommendations. If you guys are interested in trying Scentbird, you can use the link down below, or you can use this QR code right here on the screen and use my code KINO55 to get 55% off your first month. Thank you so so much to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much to you guys for listening to that. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at a major shift that is about to happen in your reality. And for today's reading, I'm really feeling called to just leave the format open. So I don't have a list of all the specific different things that we're going to be looking at in the reading like I sometimes do. We're just going to dive right into it and let the messages be whatever they want to be, whatever spirit would like to reveal to you at this time about this shift that is happening. So I'm excited to see what messages will come through. Hi guys, I'm just adding this in here because I just watched back the intro that I filmed and I realized that I completely forgot to mention this. So in addition to seeing what shift is about to happen in your life, we are also going to see when this shift is happening. And for this part as well, I want to leave it up to spirit how this message is delivered. So it could be a very specific point in time. It could be a range that the shift is happening somewhere in between this range. There could also be multiple time frames that appear, and using your own intuition, you may claim one out of the multiple time frames, or you may claim several of them depending on your situation. There are 3 groups to choose from today, and we are back at it with the perfumes. I absolutely love all of these fragrances. These fragrances were provided to us by our wonderful sponsor, Scentbird. So when you're choosing your group, I'm going to show you these bottles up close. I'm also going to show you a picture of what the full bottle looks like, as well as a picture of the different notes that are in the fragrance. So there will be a couple of different factors to help you pick. If you feel drawn to more than one today, it could very well be that there are multiple shifts that are happening in your life. So please feel free to watch any and all that you feel drawn to. And without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, your fragrance is Viva la Juicy La Fleur by Juicy Couture. And the main notes in this one are jasmine, gardenia, water lily, sandalwood, and vanilla. For my group number 2s, your fragrance is Amazon Rainforest by Sanctuary. And the main notes in this one are mandarin, black pepper, geranium, vetiver, and rainwater. And for my group number 3s, your fragrance is Parisian Embrace by Sentier. And the main notes in this one are peach, pear, brown sugar, bitter almond, and black licorice. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Viva la Juicy, this is going to be your reading. This one is actually the fragrance out of all 3 that I've been wearing the most recently. I really like this one. It has this fresh and clean scent. It's like a mature scent, but it's also bright and fun at the same time. So this has really been my go-to recently. You guys made an excellent choice. But anyway, let's get into your reading. So like I mentioned in the intro, I didn't really feel called to make a list for today's reading, and I also felt called to just shuffle everything on camera. So we're gonna start off with these oracle decks. I'm gonna shuffle and pull 1 card from each, and then we're gonna get into the tarot afterwards. So let's get started. We wanna ask Spirit to come through and let us know about a major shift that is about to happen, or perhaps even that is currently unfolding in your reality. Group number 1s, a shift that is about to happen in their reality. So we have number 27, genetic eyeliner, fearless, courage, inner strength, and incentive. Oh, by the way, this is the Blue Dragonfly Oracle. And next, we're gonna get a card from the Energy Oracle. we have all tied up with the number 23. And then from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, sorry, Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel took a tumble. We have overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. And we also have Eye of the Needle with intentionality. When I look, we have 2 mentions of eyes, because we have Eye of the Needle and we have genetic eyeliner. And we have the numbers 27, 23, 43, and 17, which could be significant numbers to you. But when I look at this Eye of the Needle card, this makes me think that the shift happening is something that is already on your radar, so to speak. It's something that you're already kind of seeing unfolding or seeing that it's about to unfold. It's something that you are manifesting with great precision. Yeah, this is like a shift that you are manifesting. And so Spirit's here to confirm to you that it's going to happen exactly as you have envisioned it. Something about this Eye of the Needle, it feels like a bullseye. It feels very specific. It feels like I'm hearing it's a 1 in a million chance and you're getting it. So some of you could be victorious in an endeavor that usually you have very small chances of being successful. Like it's not many people who can do it. It's not many people who pass the test, I'm hearing, or who get selected, but you are the one who is making it happen. And on that note, I was going to say with genetic eyeliner that you have a gift that is very rare and that is hard for people to copy. Many people might try to copy your gift, but they can never fully get it right. So this is something you're manifesting because you have the rare gift to make it happen. There could also be, there's a lot of stuff coming through. There could also be a shift happening that leads to more freedom in your life, especially freedom of expression. Like you can do whatever you want, you can say whatever you want, you can wear whatever you want. So you could be moving out of an environment that has been quite strict or quite restrictive on you. Moving out of a place or a situation where there were a lot of rules placed upon you. It could just be as well that the rules are changing within a certain system, within a certain institution, and you are being granted more freedoms to be you and to express yourself how you really want to. There could be a shift that is happening in your physical appearance as well. And I'm sort of getting the feeling that this is something you've wanted to do or wanted to try for a long time, but now you finally you're either able to do it because of a change of rules, or now you have the resources to do so, or you have the courage to do so. And an example I'm thinking of is like, let's say in your workplace, they're like, they have a dress code, or you're not allowed to wear makeup, or you're not allowed to do your hair in a certain way. And those rules are changing, or you are changing workplaces where now the dress code is more relaxed. And so now you have the freedom to express yourself. Or maybe there's a certain change you've been wanting to make to your appearance that costs money, like a tattoo, for example, or like getting your hair done, or some kind of cosmetic procedure, and like you're getting the funds to do that, or you just finally don't give a shit what people would think if you do it. And so you're just gonna do what makes you happy. There is a feeling of you being a trendsetter and people wanting to copy you, which I know that can sound malicious, like if someone's copying you, but I honestly think it's like they just are inspired by you. They want to be like you, or they want to be more like you. But no one can really quite match your energy. With overflow, overwhelm, and plenty, this kind of reminds me of the Ace of Cups. You being overwhelmed with joy, overwhelmed with the support that you are receiving, with the abundance that you are receiving. There's a plan of yours that is going to go very well because you executed it exactly right. And it's going to bring a lot of support and wealth into your life. So group number 1, stick to your vision, because I think this is not just something that's randomly happening to you. It's very much something that you're consciously manifesting, and Spirit wants to confirm to you that you are right on the bullseye, you are right on the money, you're doing everything right, and you're going to manifest very precisely what you want and more. With this overflow, overwhelm, and plenty, it's like not only are you hitting the target for what you do want, but you're getting even more than that. There may come a point where you are overwhelmed with the blessings that you are receiving, and I'm hearing that you might quite literally not know what to do with them. Like, I don't know what to do with all of this abundance that is coming my way. But I feel like that is a bridge to cross later. You know, it's no use, like when you're in the place right now where you're trying to manifest this abundance, Spirit is saying it's no use right now to try to imagine like, oh, but what if I get too much? What am I going to do with, like, don't worry about that right now. You will figure it out as you go. Interesting. So let's get into your tarot. And we'll see if we can get some clarifying messages about these shifts. So we're using the Lucid Minds Tarot. Let's see, my group number 1s. We have the 3 of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords. Judgment. And the Hermit. Okay, so I'm really liking this 3 of Cups card because it kind of reminds me, the vibe that I get when I look at this 3 of Cups card is just like the fragrance that you guys chose. Because the 3 of Cups is a card that is about, it's like lighthearted, it's fun, it's playful. But this card has a very like sleek, refined, sophisticated look to it. And that's really how I feel about this fragrance. Like, it's simultaneously fun and playful, but it's also like mature and sophisticated. That's how I feel about it. So I think Spirit is saying that this is what your energy is like, or this is an energy that you are stepping into. I'm also hearing you have grown-up money, whatever that means. So there could be an improvement coming in your financial situation. Also, I'm hearing an improvement in your financial decisions. Like, you're making smart financial decisions, and then this allows you to live a better lifestyle, so to speak, or the lifestyle that you really want. I'm also hearing that you are having fun on your own terms now. So there's definitely a strong sense of freedom and liberation and self-expression that is going on with this group, and maturity as well. You've reached an age, or you've reached a level of maturity where you really could not care less what others think about you. You are making decisions for yourself. You are making decisions because it makes you happy, and it should not concern anyone else. Like, what? I didn't ask you. Like, I feel like that's your vibe. I didn't ask you what you think of my eyeliner. And I didn't do my eyeliner for you. I did it for me because I like it. It makes me feel good. I like expressing myself. It makes me confident. You're not paying my bills. Like, you don't get an opinion. That's very much your vibe. So yeah, there's a shift happening in you where you are mature, confident, empowered, and you are having fun and choosing your joy on your own terms. You have both the courage to do this, and you also have the resources to do this. You could be going somewhere with your friends or celebrating something with your friends, like going on a trip with a group of friends or a reunion. I'm hearing like bachelorette party as well. Maybe that's a shift, like you or someone close to you is getting married. But yeah, it's like, there's also a feeling of coming full circle where maybe at one point you leaned in too much to like leisure, splurging, having fun, and then you're like, no, I gotta snap out of it and grow up. And so you did that, and now you're coming full circle where you're like, I'm grown, I'm mature, I'm responsible, and so now I'm gonna lean back into that fun and playful and leisurely energy, because now I can do it in a way where I'm in control, where I have control over it, and do it in a way that I really enjoy to do it. And as an example, this is just one hypothetical example, but it would be like if a younger person would go out to party all the time, but it was only because they didn't want to miss out on what everyone else was doing, and they wanted like the validation that they got when they went out. And then they were like, okay, I have to stop partying. I'm grown now. And now they're like, I'm grown, but maybe I'm gonna like dabble in partying again, except for this time I'm gonna do it my way, you know? I'm gonna take my friends out for nice dinner and drinks, and I'm gonna really wear what I want, not what I think some random strangers are gonna like. And I'm gonna spend my money how I want to. It's like reclaiming the way that you have fun, or like doing it in a way that is empowering. And I would love to know how this resonates for you and like your specific situation that this applies to, because this is such a beautiful energy. There also could be something that you are leaving with a group of people. The vibe is kind of like if you and multiple colleagues left a job at the same time. It's like, let's get out of here. That's what I see with the Three of Cups. It's a group of friends who are like, let's get out of here. We don't need to do this anymore. So you and some others could be leaving something at the same time, or it could be that just in your individual lives, you and your friends happen to be going through endings where you're walking away from something at the same time. Interesting. With the Knight of Swords, there's also going to be a shift in life is getting faster. So manifestations are speeding up. That's a shift for you for sure. As you step into this new energy, is being able to manifest things with more speed and more precision. But I also think there's a shift in your mental energy. So this could be an improvement in your mental health, which I think makes a lot of sense, like considering all the stuff that we've talked about until now. A shift in your mental health, feeling more focused, feeling more on the ball. So for those of you who struggle with things like brain fog, forgetfulness, sort of having a chaotic mind where there's a million things going on at the same time, I feel like that's going to be improving. Whether that's something that's just happening naturally, or you're finding something external to help you regulate your mind, I feel like your mind's process is just becoming a lot smoother, sharper, more focused, more crisp. I'm hearing like executive function. So maybe that's something that's improving for you, where you're like, if I set out to do this, this, and this today, I'm going to be able to do it, and I'm going to be able to stay focused. that's going to get a lot easier for you. Making decisions is going to become a lot easier for you. So if you're the indecisive type and you spend a long time to make a choice, which there's nothing wrong with that, because like it's your life. Think about your decisions for as long as you want to. But I just think that that's going to start happening faster for you, because it's just becoming so much easier to know what you want. Like, I think this is in terms of making decisions where you have to choose what you want to do. That's just going to become a lot quicker for you, because you trust your first initial instinct. Your first initial instinct tells you what you want, but then you might start kind of second guessing and like thinking about other people's opinions. Well, like, what do you think I should do? And I just think you're not doing that anymore. You really believe in your gut instinct of like, yep, this is what I want to do. This is the first thing I thought of. And so I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. Your ability to like take initiative and get the ball rolling on things is really improving. So if you had an idea for a project or like for something you want to do, the time from when that idea is conceived to you actually executing it, it's going to become a lot shorter. I think you're sort of adopting more of a mindset of like, I'll just get started and I'll figure it out as I go. Whereas before you might have kind of stayed where you are and think, oh, but what am I going to do if this or that happens? And it's good to think about these things for some time. But if we start to think about everything too much, we can get frozen where we are. And I think you're getting better at just moving forward and trusting that you're going to find the answers and the information you need as you go along. So you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot more. I feel like you're a lot more active in this reality shift, and yet you're also a lot more peaceful. The Hermit as well. The Hermit is very much someone who just does their own thing and really does not care what you have to say about it, because at the end of the day, that is what their inner compass is telling them to do. My ears are ringing. At the end of the day, that's what their inner compass is telling them to do. That's what their higher self is guiding them to do. That's what they're going to do. And it's that simple. And when you have that strong connection to your inner compass, like, yeah, your decision making becomes a lot faster, because you're not considering all of these like BS factors that don't really matter at the end of the day. What matters at the end of the day, what you'll find as you go through this shift, is honoring what your higher self tells you to do. And I'm hearing you will have the data to prove this. You will have the data to prove this. Every time I listen to my higher self, I don't regret it. Sure, my higher self might take me down some difficult or uncomfortable paths sometimes, but it's always worth it, and it always serves my highest good. And then when I look at times where I ignored my higher self, I'm never happy that I did that. I'm not like, yeah, that was a good call, ignoring what my inner voice told me. No. And a lot of the time, I'm saying but this is like you reflecting. A lot of the time when I ignore my higher self, I end up coming around to do what they told me in the first place. You know? So I'm just going to listen to my higher self the first time. And I think that's a really big shift that's happening for you, being able to, having the courage to just listen to your higher self the first time. Because you know if you don't listen, like it's going to be this whole thing, and you're going to come back in the end and say, higher self, you were right. Let's do what you said. So yeah, doing your own thing. And I'm just looking at the similarity between this red clothing. I've been getting this message a lot in readings that I've been watching about the color red and having it, it's symbolic for like rooting something, grounding something. So this is even more confirmation about you grounding your manifestations into your physical reality. But I think this is really sweet because like this represents your friends or your friend group, and like you're wearing the same color. So I really think whatever you're going through, your friends are going through it too. Like all my friends are manifesting their dream life right now. And that makes you so excited. And on that note, I think one sign that your manifestations are about to come is that you're going to start to see all your friends' manifestations coming. And then like, I'm next. I'm next. It's only a matter of time, because all of my circle, all my close circle is getting blessed right now. Like we're all, oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited talking about this. We're all moving up together. We're all freeing ourselves together. This is beautiful. And then we have Judgment, which I am so late to realize this, but you know, earlier in the reading, this is Archangel Gabriel. Well, not literally this stone, but you know what I mean. It represents Archangel Gabriel, and it fell over. And I was thinking maybe Archangel Gabriel is significant to this group. And then Judgment came out, which this card also relates to him. So Archangel Gabriel could be with you right now, could be facilitating this journey for you. But look at this. Look at how these came out. Like, it looks like the angel is calling out to you, to the Hermit. So you have support not only from your higher self, but by angels. And in this context, I feel like Judgment is very much about answering the call. This shift is not happening by chance. It's happening because you listen to your higher self and you're focused. You're focused. You are going to make this happen exactly as you envisioned it. You are going to make this happen with such precision. Group number 1, you know what your purpose is. Yes, you do. You know what your calling is. And I think honestly, you already know that you are stepping into it. And I think that this reading is confirmation for you. But you've known this for a long time. And I feel like in recent years, it's only gotten stronger and stronger. I heard you're fulfilling the prophecy, which sounds kind of dramatic, but there it is. That's the message. You're fulfilling the prophecy. This is something you've known is going to manifest for a long time. Okay. We're going to roll some dice now and see what Spirit has to say about when this is happening. So I'm just going to take 3 random dice from this bowl. We have, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. We're just talking about your calling, your life purpose, and then we get the North Node. So yeah, you're moving in the right direction. If you needed your sign, if you needed confirmation, this is it. This is your sign that you are on the right path. You are so on the right path, it's not even funny. Group number 1. We also have Pisces. Okay, yeah, that's a very specific one. And I literally just looked this up recently, but I already forgot. So bear with me as I look it up again. Okay, so this is a range, but the North Node is entering Pisces on January 12th, 2025, and it's staying there until July 26th, 2026. But my first instinct when I saw this was that when the North Node enters Pisces could be an important time for you. So that's happening in January 2025. If at the time that you are watching this, that has already passed, then I would say from now, from the time that you're watching until July of 2026 is going to be a very important time for you. Yeah, that's super specific when the North Node is in Pisces. We do have one more die, so let's see what she says. We have the number 9. So this could be, yeah, I don't think it's 9 years. I think it's 9 months. Yeah, the next 9 months or 9 months from now. Yeah, that's all I'm getting with this number 9. But I do think this is a sign of you. I do think this is a sign of you being near completion with something, like near the fulfillment of a goal, near the fulfillment of a manifestation, near the fulfillment of a project. It's like you're so close, you're almost there. yeah, so those are all of the messages for my group number ones. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you so much once again to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. If you would like to get 55% off your first month, you can use the link down below, or you can scan this QR code on the screen and use the code KINO55 to get your discount. So thank you very much to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future videos. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below, and finally my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, your lovely angels, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Amazon Rainforest, this is going to be a reading. This one is my favorite, my absolute favorite out of all three. It may actually be one of my favorite fragrances that I own of all time, but I gave this one to my partner because somehow I just prefer the scent when it's on somebody else. I don't know why, but whenever he wears it, I'm just like... We went out to eat like not too long ago, and we were like sitting at the table, and I swear every 5 minutes I would just blurt out, "You smell so good, you smell so good." So you guys have very good taste. And I wonder if there's a message in there for some of you, like maybe there's a shift happening with you and your partner that you're going through together, or there may be a shift in your love life and relationships. But let's get into your cards. So like I mentioned in the intro, I don't have a list today of like the specific breakdown of the reading. And I also felt called to shuffle everything on camera. So we're just going to dive right into it. Starting with these oracle decks, I'm going to shuffle and pull one card from each deck, and then we're going to get into the tarot after. So our first oracle deck is the Blue Dragonfly. A major shift that is about to happen for my group number twos. We have I am independent, freedom, liberation, individuality, and free spirit. Group number one was also getting a lot of messages about freedom and liberation. So I don't know if you guys were drawn to group number one as well. If you were, maybe this is your sign that there's a message there for you. But this is pretty straightforward. The shift that is coming into your life involves you becoming more independent. And actually, there's a whole part at the end of the reading where we're going to look at timing predictions. But for those of you who are watching this in 2024, I feel like the fact that we have a dragon here is indicating that this shift is going to happen within the year 2024, because we are in the year of the dragon right now. But if you happen to be watching this in 2025 or later, perhaps the message for you is that this shift is going to happen within whatever year you are watching. But you're gaining more independence, you're gaining more freedom. That is for sure. So we have to see in what area of life this is. But actually, for those of you, if you're in a relationship of any kind that makes you feel tied down, you could be freeing yourself from that. Like freeing yourself from a controlling relationship or a toxic relationship, whether that's like romantic, platonic, professional, family. This could also be a confirmation for some of you that you very much can be successful as an independent artist or as a self-employed person. You could be getting your own place, getting your own space to call your own. I'm also hearing uncensored. So this might be a very specific message for some of you, but it's like you've been holding your tongue on something and you haven't been able to say it, but now that the circumstances have changed, you can finally say it. I don't know, it's like now that I'm not under this contract anymore, or now that I'm not in this company anymore, or like now that you've broken up with that person, I can finally say what I honestly feel. It's something like that. Okay, next we're gonna get a card from the Energy Oracle deck. And we have financial constraints. Yeah, that gives the feeling, because I'm just thinking like independent artist, self-employed, money can definitely be a concern when it comes to independent ventures. And so when I look at these two cards together, it's this feeling of I'm worried about financial constraints, or I'm worried about material security, but I'm going to take the leap of faith anyway. You are making a choice for your freedom, and you are making a choice for your peace of mind, and you could be risking current security or your current financial situation. Because it's not worth it to have that security anymore. I'm hearing if you're going to be driven crazy by your current circumstances. And this is just one example to illustrate this energy, but it's like if you were living with a roommate and your roommate drives you crazy and you're like, or maybe you realize like, I can't live with someone else. This is driving me crazy. Like I need to have my own place. And you're like, I don't care if I have to pay all of the rent by myself. Like it's worth it. I gotta get out of here. So you could be consciously choosing to spend more money, or consciously choosing to forego some kind of money or income because it's worth it for the freedom and the inner peace that you'll get. Or it's just a risk, you know? Like for example, starting a business is a risk. It might not go well financially, but it also could go very, very well. And so I feel like this is you saying whatever risk is worth it. Because like I need to do this. I need to free myself. And we have the number 13 here, which is the number of the Death card. So it does feel like you're choosing to end something so that you can be free. And then finally, we are going to get a card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Major shifts happening for group number 1. We have Wailing Tree with reconciliations. Interesting. So we have an ending, but we also have reconciliation. Looking at this tree does not look happy. This tree is on fire, I think. Maybe not. It looks like it's on fire. And it looks strained. And when I look at the red leaves and when I just look at this image as a whole, it feels like someone who is burdened because they have been holding on to something for too long. Much like if you were carrying a physical weight for too long, your muscles would start burning. So there's something that you've been holding on to, or even that you've been holding in, like something you've really wanted to say or express that you've been holding in. And holding on to this is like burning you. I'm thinking of that meme. It's like this guy and I think he's sitting down and he has like veins popping in his head, and people make all of these memes about it. Like, and
I don't agree with this sentiment. I think it's really dumb. But like, when you're vegan and you haven't told anybody in 5 minutes, like, shut up. I love vegans. But I'm just seeing that image, you know, like my veins popping. There's something I really want to say, or like I really want to break free from this, and I've been holding on to this for too long. Some of you may have some like tea that you've been holding on to, but you can't talk about it to anyone because it's a secret. And now I'm thinking about like Friends, the TV show Friends, when Monica and Chandler, who are like two people from the friend group, are hooking up, and only one other person in the friend group knows about it. And they're like, this is killing me. Like, I want to talk to somebody about this. And I think there's actually like multiple in the friend group who they all know this secret, but they don't know that like others know as well. And they're just all like dying to talk about this, and they finally can. So maybe that's just for some of you, but it's like there's an experience that you've been through or something that you're feeling, and you're finally able to talk about it. Interesting. There are messages about freeing yourself from toxic relationships, but there's also messages about repairing relationships that are important to you. And so definitely feel free to claim both of these messages, depending on your situation. You might resonate with one or the other or both, but there's the potential for reconciliation here. Yeah, so you could be welcoming someone back into your life. Interesting. So it's you who is allowing them back in. Someone is approaching you, expressing a desire to restart something with you, and you are welcoming them in. So it's up to you. Okay, so we're gonna get into the tarot now. And we're gonna see if there's any other clarifying messages about these shifts or any other shifts that you should know about. Major shifts happening for my group number 2s. Woo! Oh my gosh. That just flew out. Just the way the deck behaved just now, I don't know if it was on camera, but there was a feeling of something getting shaken loose. So there might be, and I don't mean for this to be a scary message, but there could be a little bit of chaos stirring up in your life soon, because that chaos is going to shake loose some things that are not meant to be in your life. I have this visual of sprouts coming out of the soil, and then we shake up the soil, and all of the sprouts that have firmly rooted are not going to move because they're already rooted. But the ones that are not firmly rooted, they're going to fall over and be like taken away. I don't know. It's like Spirit is stirring up some chaos in your life so that you can see what is firmly rooted and what is staying and what is flimsy. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Luck is working in your favor right now. The universe is moving in your favor right now. So honestly, if you are worried about money or material things, or if you're just worried about the outcome of you taking this leap of faith, the Wheel of Fortune is promising that it's going to work in your favor. You are going to be blessed with good luck, because there is something risky, I think, about the leap of faith that you're taking. And of course, there may be elements of proper planning and strategy and things like that, but there's also an element of luck. There's always an element of luck. So I think Spirit is saying when it comes to the luck side of things, luck is going to favor you. Something specific that is coming through is luck surrounding who happens to be reviewing your application. That's interesting. who happens to be grading your work or who happens to be reviewing your work. In the example of a job interview, yes, there's a matter of preparation, knowing your stuff, being confident, having good answers to the questions, presenting yourself in a professional way, being qualified for the job. Like there's all of those things, but then there's also the luck of who is your interviewer going to be. And are they in a good mood today? Or like, are they strict? Are they relaxed? Are they friendly? What does that individual happen to be looking for? I remember when I was in school, we were doing some kind of evaluation where we were broken off into groups, and each small group had a different teacher grading them. And we were all asking each other, like, which teacher did you get? Oh, you're so lucky. That teacher is like really easy with their grading. And oh crap, I got this teacher. They're so strict with their grading. Like, there's luck about who you're working with or who is going to be reviewing your submission or your application, or who you get paired up with. That is going to work in your favor. We have the Seven of Wands, and I love how this came out because this looks very much like a barrier. You can't walk past here. You can't climb over this because it looks all spiky. And there's a wall behind the fence. There's a barrier here, but you are flying. Good thing for you. You don't have to worry about fences because you are flying. So any obstacles that stand between you and your goal, whether it's financial constraints, time constraints, something else. My mind just went blank. But any obstacles that are standing in your way, you will fly over them because luck is working in your favor. The universe is saying, don't even worry. Don't even worry about the obstacles that you see right now. Don't even worry about the difficulties that present themselves, because they're either going to change or they're going to disappear, or you are going to be shown some way to overcome them. You do not have to worry. There's a message about you proving yourself, which is not really important at the end of the day. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone, but it does feel nice, you know? So you could be proving someone wrong. Like if there were people who thought you couldn't do it, who thought that you were making a mistake by pursuing certain things or by leaving certain things behind. People who doubted your journey, people who doubted your process or your destination, they are going to be proven wrong, and you're going to prove that you could do it. Your ego is going to be happy, which they're allowed to be happy. Group number twos, major shifts happening for my group number twos. We have two coming out at the same time. I'm going to keep these together as one energy. We have the Two of Wands and we have the Page of Wands. The way this globe is, we can only see the continent of Africa, so that might be significant for some of you. We can also see a little bit of Western Europe up there. Those parts of the world could be significant, or the ocean could be, because there's a lot of ocean on this globe as well. I love that the Page of Wands is holding, it looks like wheat, because that makes me think of harvest. It makes me think of hard work paying off. There's definitely a sense of embarking on a new journey with these two cards, because the Page of Wands is literally a new beginning, particularly a new exciting adventure or a new challenge, a new path that you are feeling led to purely from a passion or a gut instinct. And then we have the Two of Wands, where we see the world in this person's hand. So there's feelings of adventure, of exploration, of traveling, especially to places that you have not been before. Many of you who chose this group could be traveling in the near future, traveling to a new place or moving to a new place. You could be going somewhere that is south or west or southwest from where you currently are. And there may not be a whole lot of planning involved in this, either because you didn't have time to plan, and so you had to just improvise, you had to just do what you could with the time you had, or there wasn't really a way for you to plan because it's one of those journeys where you just have to go and see what happens. You could be making a decision to travel or relocate kind of suddenly. It feels like a kind of impulse. Or even if it's something you've been thinking of doing for a long time, the thought of let's do it now, let's just go for it now, could feel a little bit impulsive. This could also be you embarking on a new journey creatively. So starting a new creative project or putting yourself out there creatively in a way that you haven't done before. Learning a new skill or taking on a new hobby that is creative in nature. But with the Two of Wands, I often get this feeling of something being adjacent. So it's not completely unfamiliar. You may have not done it before, or you may have not been there before, but it's similar to your previous experiences. So for example, I'm going to this country that I've never been to before, but we speak the same language as my home country. They speak the same language as my home country, or like it's similar to my home country, so it's not going to be too out of my element. Or I've never played this instrument before, but it's a string instrument and I know how to play string instruments, so I'm pretty sure like I'll figure it out. It's like kind of borrows from your existing gifts and talents. So you're not completely a fish out of water, but it is new and exciting for you. I think there's also a shift happening mentally for you or spiritually for you where you're realizing that for you, true abundance lies in your experiences and lies in seeing and appreciating the world. It's almost like you're saying, money has no value to me if it's just sitting in my bank account. It's valuable to me if and when it facilitates me seeing more of the world and falling in love with the world more. You want experiences. Your wanderlust or your zest for life could be heightening around this time as well. And there's a lot of fire energy, wands, 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 and this tree looks like it's on fire. You could have fire placements, or people with fire placements will be significant to you. Oop. And the last card fell on the floor. What is it? It is the moon. Okay, you can be going somewhere pretty far away. Somewhere pretty far away. There's a shift happening for you spiritually as well. There's a shift happening where I think you're embracing more spontaneity and you're embracing the truth that you don't have to know everything and you don't have to have everything figured out. There can be uncertainties, there can be unknowns, and you can still move forward anyway. And almost kind of realizing that feeling like you know what's going to happen or feeling like you have everything under control is an illusion anyway. Security, real security comes from trusting spirit. And maybe this sounds kind of dramatic, but I'm hearing that's the only way you can truly feel secure. Because you could have everything lined up for you in the future. Well, first of all, you could have everything lined up for you in the future and it could be taken away. So in that moment, feeling like, oh, I'm secure because I have all these things lined up for me, that's an illusion, because really you never know what's going to happen. It could all be gone tomorrow. And in the same way, you could have nothing and then suddenly be enormously blessed tomorrow. Like you never know what's going to happen. And so you can't, if you cultivate a sense of security based on what you think is going to happen, that's not real security. Like it has to come from a relationship with spirit. That's how it's coming through. So you're reaching this place where whether you had the whole plan laid out in front of you and you felt like you knew exactly where to go, or whether you had no idea what the heck you were doing, you're going to feel equally as secure and you're going to have equal trust in spirit. That's the place that you are reaching. Wow. Okay, so for the last part of the reading, we are going to see what spirit wants you to know in terms of timing. Of course, we got that message at the very start that within this year, whatever year you're watching, within the year, these shifts are going to happen. But we're going to roll some dice for this part as well and just see what else spirit wants you to know. So I'm taking 3 random dice from my bowl. We have the sign of Leo. We have the number 2. And we have the South Node. The South Node, okay, I'm gonna look this up because that's not that far away when the South Node enters Leo. It's in Libra right now, then it's gonna go into Virgo, and then it's gonna go into Leo. So I just looked up the dates. The South Node is going to be in Leo between July 2026 and March 2028. So something that's interesting about that is at the time that I'm filming this, we're in the year 2024. So that is 2 years from now. And that period from July 2026 to March 2028 is almost 2 years as well. Interesting. So I do think there's something happening for you by the end of this year. Maybe something is resolving itself. I'm hearing like a stressful situation is resolving itself. You are gaining your freedom and independence by the end of this year. And then between 2026 and 2028, that's going to be like a peak period for you, a blessed period, an abundant period. Yeah. Okay, so group number 2s, those are all of the messages that I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you so much once again to our wonderful sponsor, Scentbird. If you guys would like to get 55% off your first month, you can use the link down below, or you can use this QR code right here on the screen and use Kino55 for your discount. Thank you guys so much, and thank you Scentbird for sponsoring this video. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below, and finally my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Parisian Embrace, this is going to be your reading. This is one that I don't wear as often, although I do really like the scent, but I wear this one when I'm feeling like flirty and feminine, which just doesn't happen that often. So she's more of a special occasion kind of fragrance for me, but that is her vibe. That's definitely her vibe. She's very sweet, very fun. We love her. So, like I mentioned in the intro, I do not have a list today of like the breakdown of the reading, and I also feel called to shuffle everything on camera. So we're just gonna dive right into it and see what Spirit has to say about the shifts happening in your life. We're gonna start off with these oracle decks. So I'm gonna shuffle and pull one card from each of these, and then we will get into the tarot after. And our first oracle deck that we're gonna be using is the Blue Dragonfly Oracle. Group number 3, shifts happening for group number 3. Now, when I sit with the energy of this group, it does feel like a lot of my group number 3s have been antsy or have been anxious for some change to happen. So you may be getting honestly a bit bored or maybe a bit frustrated with your current situation, with the stagnation, like just really wanting something new, wanting some change to happen. We have Divine Feminine. I feel called out with this because I was just talking about how I don't feel feminine. And now Spirit's like Divine Feminine energy. We have Abundance, Growth, and Artistic Project. From the Energy Oracle deck, oh my gosh, you have Woman, so there's more feminine energy. Woman holding a heart. And from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, we have Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Okay, we have the numbers 2, 44, and 14, which could be significant. I'm just thinking 2/14, that's Valentine's Day, like the date, February 14th. Also, is there another? Yeah, January 24, like 124, April 12, 412. November 24th, like any dates with these numbers could be significant, or a time as well. When I first saw 244, for some reason, I was thinking of the time, like something happening at 244, and maybe that's someone's birth time or something like that. There's definitely, like we just mentioned, strong feminine energy happening here. And so I do think when it comes to a shift unfolding in your life, this could be you really stepping into your feminine energy, or this could be someone close to you who is getting in touch with their feminine energy, and this is also affecting you in a positive way. Because we have Woman holding a heart, I do think there will be a shift in matters of the heart. The number 44 is making me think this is something that is fated. A shift in matters of the heart that is fated. It feels like perhaps a relationship, a fated relationship, a divine counterpart relationship could be progressing in some way, or you within yourself are entering into a place where you are ready to receive love from your divine counterparts, from your soulmate, from your soul family. There's definitely a feeling of receptiveness as well, not only with this feminine energy, but also this experiencing life as it comes. There's a feeling of just allowing. 444, as I say that. So you have 44, 444 on the camera timer. April 4, which is my birthday, could also be a significant day because that's a date with 4s. Or yeah, any date with 1s, 2s, and 4s, that just keeps coming through. But that is an angel number that makes me think of divine protection, also of divine orchestration and being on a destined path. I think you trust that what is unfolding in your life is meant to be happening, and you trust that you're on your destined path. And I think you're in a state of just allowing surrender and allowing life to unfold as it unfolds, and feeling safe in that, and feeling like everything is going to be okay. This is a beautiful shift. And I'm hearing you're able to be in this energy because the universe has shown you very clearly that it's safe to do so. Like, it's safe to let your guard down and trust the direction your life is moving in, or someone in your life is showing you that it's safe to let your guard down. You know, we talk about divine feminine energy being, you know, all about like allowing and receptivity and creativity and softness and things like that. But you can't be in that energy unless you feel safe. Like, you can't soften unless you feel safe. And so I think the universe or someone close to you is showing you evidence. I'm hearing evidence that you are safe to now soften up, and let your walls come down and live a more gentle life. We have abundance, growth, and artistic project as keywords. Those could be very specific for some of you. Creating abundance from an artistic project, or experiencing growth in an artistic or creative endeavor. This divine feminine energy is making me think of the Empress, which is very much about abundance, creativity, and manifestation, also love. But I'm also thinking of the High Priestess. And so with all of this unfolding, I do think this is all really confirming your intuition. It's confirming what you've always known was in the cards for you. No pun intended, but yeah, this is beautiful. Let's get into your tarot and see what else we can uncover about this shift. You could also just be entering into an energy where you don't plan things as specifically. And to illustrate this energy, I'm seeing somebody's day planner, and somebody was going from organizing their tasks for the day down to the minute. You know, I'm going to wake up at 7, and then between 7:15 and 7:30, I'm going to meditate. And then between 7:30 and 7:35, I'm going to brush my teeth. You know, like someone really planning like that, to now there's hardly anything, or there's much less written in their day planner, because they're just gonna go with the vibes and see how they feel each day, see what they feel called to do, or they write down what they need to do, but not in a specific time, because they trust that it's going to get done. Becoming more free or more loose with plans. That's an interesting word. That could be another shift that you are going through. And again, this very much has to do with feeling safe, because I imagine that planning things down to the minute in that example, it makes that person feel safe, because they're like, I know what's going to be happening at every moment. And maybe that person is afraid, like, if I just leave it to my intuition to do whatever I feel that day, what if I'm not going to get my stuff done? What if I'm gonna fall off the wagon or something like that? Doing something intuitively. I'm also thinking of intuitive eating. And again, I feel like that could just be an example, although that could be literally what some of you are going through, where it's like someone is nervous, or they used to be. Someone used to be nervous about doing something intuitively, because they felt that if there's not a really specific structure to it, things could fall apart. But then they realize when they start this intuitive approach, they actually why was I going to say graduate? Maybe some of you are graduating. What I meant to say is they gravitate towards the right things at the right time. So, you know, in that eating example, maybe someone's afraid. If I just if I just eat when I feel like it or whenever I feel like it, what if I don't get all of the correct nutrients? Or like, what if I eat too much? And they're just worried like that. Whereas if they really get into it, they'll notice that their body just knows what it needs. So yeah, you could be shifting into a process that you do more intuitively. This could also be in your creative process, in your workflow, in the way you make art. Like, you're not structuring your step-by-step process so much anymore. You're just diving into it in a very intuitive way and seeing what happens. Sometimes you could even, like, I just thought of a painter who's like, I don't even know what I'm about to paint. Like, I'm just gonna pick up my brush and I'm just gonna go at this canvas and see what happens. And I trust that it's gonna be something beautiful, and sort of letting the art reveal itself to you. You could be starting to forego the more conventional structures when it comes to creation. Being more experimental. And now I'm seeing another example of like, let's say there's a YouTuber and they make the same kind of video all the time that does really well, but also they're like, they need every last penny that comes from their videos. They need it. That person is not really going to be in a place to experiment. You know, they're like, I have to keep doing what I know works well, because I can't, like, I don't have the safety net if I experiment and it doesn't go well. So I think for many of you, you are receiving that safety net. Maybe someone is providing for you, or maybe you've just provided enough for yourself that you can play around a little bit more and you can experiment. Because it's like, even if it doesn't work out well, it's no sweat. I have this safety net, or I have the means or the resources to just start again, you know? There's something like that too that's coming through. Messages for my group number 3s. We have the 8 of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. That makes a lot of sense. More feminine energy, more abundance energy. I think this Queen of Pentacles is you. The 8 of Cups talks about walking away. And at first I thought maybe it was like you're walking away from something, but now it's like it looks like you are watching someone walk away, or watching something leave your life, and you are letting it happen. I just heard, don't let the door hit you on your way out. So maybe for some of you, it's like a good riddance situation where you're like, okay, bye. And the example that I'm thinking of now is like, if you work in retail and there's a very difficult customer, and then they're like, I will not be coming back here. You just lost my business. Like, you just lost a customer. I'm not going to give you my business anymore. And they storm out and you're like, okay, bye. Like, see you never. There's that, it's that kind of feeling. You are just watching something leave your life because you're not about to get up and chase them. I'm not gonna there's something like I'm not gonna run after you and mess up my outfit, like. And I think the reason it's coming through that way is because, well, you could be looking fire, you could be looking very good right now, but also I think it just shows how little it means to you. Like, if you're not gonna run after someone for such a petty reason as, like, man, when I have a high ponytail, I'm not gonna run because running is gonna mess it up. It's very important. But it's like, if I cared about someone, I'm not gonna care about something as petty as my ponytail. I'm gonna run after them. So I think phrasing it in that way just shows how petty it is. Like, bye, you're not worth messing up my ponytail to run after you. Like, bye. There's that kind of feeling. I hope that that makes sense. And I think it really comes from a place of knowing your worth with this Queen of Pentacles. And also I'm thinking of let them, that philosophy of just let them, let people do what they're gonna do. Let them make their choices. You don't have to change their mind. You don't have to change who they are or who they're trying to be. Just let them do what they're gonna do and worry about your own stuff. Some of you could be parents, or you could be becoming a parent soon. Or if you have children, it could be that your child is going through a major shift, and there might be a part of you where it's like bittersweet because they're kind of going off on their own journey, but you have to let them because you know that that's what's best for them, and you want them to be happy. There could also be, no matter what this is, I feel like you're at peace with the person leaving. So, in that previous example, it was a little bit more petty, like, bye. But there's also an interpretation of, I'm going to let you leave even though it makes me sad because I know that this is what is best for you. And another example that came to my mind is like, if you had a coworker who you really loved working with, maybe you had a friendship with them, and now they're quitting the company and they're moving on to better things. It's like, you're sad to see them go, but you're not going to stop them because you know that they're making their dreams come true and like you're happy for them. So it could be something like that as well. It could be like a friend is moving away, someone you really like is leaving the company, someone is going on to bigger and better things, and how happy you are for them and how much you want them to make their dreams come true is so much bigger than any kind of selfish, not that you're selfish, but like the selfish desire to make them stay. And definitely feel free to claim both of those interpretations. Both could resonate for different situations. I'm not sure that they would resonate for the same one. It's probably two different people. For some of you, this could even be someone who left the earthly plane, and you're making peace with it. And perhaps you're starting to really feel your soul connection more, and you're starting to realize that they're still with you. Yeah, it's making peace with, and this is just for some of you, but it's like your soul, if that was your soul's journey, or if your soul was ready, I have to make peace with that. We have the World, and I just want to go ahead and take the last card. We have the World, and we have the Six of Pentacles. There's somebody who is providing for you. Group number 3. Someone is providing for you. It could be yourself, but for most of you, I do get the feeling that there's someone else who is providing for you, like a partner, a significant other, who's like providing you with security, both in the material sense and the emotional sense. This could also be your journey or your work is getting funded in some way. This could be like receiving a scholarship, receiving a grant for work that you want to do or research that you want to do, or your expenses being covered by someone else, your living expenses, your travel expenses, work expenses. You could be getting a sponsor, or someone is investing in your work. Yeah, you are getting funded. You are receiving assistance. And you will learn to be comfortable with receiving this kind of assistance. And I feel like there's 2 different things coming through. For some of you, you could resonate with both. But for some of you, one thing you'll have to get over is the feeling of discomfort that comes with receiving, because of like, you're so used to being the one who gives. And so when you receive, it feels unnatural, or maybe feels like you're not worthy of it, or someone else should have it. Like there may be feelings of guilt associated with receiving. For others of you, you'll have to overcome this illusion that you had for a long time that you should be able to do it on your own. Because that's the way it's done. It's like maybe you compare yourself to other people who seem to have done it with less help, with less assistance. And Spirit is saying that's an illusion, because nobody accomplishes things completely by themselves. Everybody achieves things with the help and support from others. And so you saying like, I shouldn't receive this help because I should be able to do it on my own. Based on what? Who's done it on their own? Nobody. Sometimes people act as if they did it by themselves because that's like somehow more admirable. But people aren't always truthful, you know. I'm thinking as an example of someone who became a really successful entrepreneur, but like they come from a wealthy family, so they never, you know, they never had to go into debt. They had that support system. Maybe they had connections, you know, their family had connections and helped them out, that's awesome for them. But it wouldn't be fair for someone to look at that and be like, oh my gosh, they did so much. Certainly would not be appropriate for that person to be like, I got where I am because I worked for it, and you can do it too if you work for it. Like you gotta recognize your privilege a little bit, you know? And so if that person looks at the successful entrepreneur and is like, I should be able to do that too if I work hard enough, and then they feel bad about receiving help, like, no, because they receive help too, and everybody receives help too. So I guess in either way, it's about removing the shame and realizing not only is there nothing wrong with receiving help, but literally everybody does, and everybody needs to. It's like, that's called being a human. We help each other. You help other people and other people help you, and that's how we move forward. Nobody does things completely on their own. So yeah, all of that to say something you're doing is getting funded. And then we also have the World. And while this could literally be talking about traveling, it could also be talking about a relationship, an international relationship, or a long distance relationship, or a cross-cultural relationship, or something like that. But when I first saw this, my first instinct was recognition, that you are receiving recognition. And I think that goes back to this abundance, growth, artistic project. Something you're doing is getting the recognition it deserves. And maybe you need this support to be able to really realize your vision and know that that doesn't make you any less worthy of this recognition that you are going to receive. Oh, the doorbell's ringing. That's definitely confirmation. Yeah, so that doorbell could be a confirmation of what I was just saying. But also I feel like when doorbells ring during readings, it's a sign of like someone new entering your life or someone approaching you. Like someone you already have a connection with is approaching you or reaching out to you. One of these, I know what it is. One of these is green juice. These things that just arrived. What is this one? I am not sure. Your present. Oh, it's nails. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I can't wait to wear these nails. Okay. Anyway, I don't know if there's a message in there for you, something pertaining to green juice or nails, but there we go. Yeah, you deserve help, and receiving help to realize your vision does not then make you any less worthy of the recognition that you are going to receive. And I think with the World card here, there is something about you gaining recognition on a large scale. You're becoming more recognized. Your name is being recognized. I heard household name, which that sounds pretty dramatic, but more people knowing your name. More people knowing of you, more people knowing what you're doing, you could be amassing more followers, more clients, a bigger audience, which I'm hearing whether you like it or not, which sounds menacing, but I think that means even if that's not your main goal, even if that's not what you're necessarily searching for, I do think that's something that's going to happen. Your name getting out there more on a large scale. It could be around the world, or there could be a specific location in the world where you're becoming really well known. Like, I don't know, maybe you're in South America, but somehow you're becoming really well known in Europe, something like that. Okay, so for the last part of this reading, we're gonna see if Spirit has any insights on important time frames for you. So I'm gonna roll these dice. We have, everybody got a node today. You got the North Node, Group 1 also got the North Node, Group 2 got the South Node. It's all about the nodes, baby. I don't know why I said that, I'm so sorry. We have the number 1. And we have Capricorn. Nodes are not going to be entering the sign of Capricorn anytime soon, I don't think. Well, let me see. I feel like it's going to be pretty far into the future, but we can check. Yeah, this is quite a ways away. It's between March 2028 and September 2029. But I mean, those years could be significant for you, 2028 and 2029. And then we also have the number 1 with Capricorn. So this is definitely making me think of the month of January. Of course, with January being the first month and with much of Capricorn season happening in the month of January. So please feel free to claim both of those if they both feel right for you. The next month of January, from whenever you are watching this, as well as the years 2028 and 2029 could be significant for you. If you are familiar with your birth chart and you feel like checking this, if the nodes are passing through your first house or your 10th house in the next few years, that could also be a significant time for you as well. And that kind of makes sense because the first house and the 10th house are very significant houses dealing with your identity and your identity and your public image. So it's like your role, how you show up in the world, how you identify yourself or what you identify with, and the type of identity that you are showing up as in the world, like your public image, your public persona, your public impact. Those things are going to be greatly changing over the next years. And you could be really reinventing yourself over the next years. And really cherishing your relationships, I'm hearing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to go through a major personal transformation and recognize that you have loved ones who have been there all along the way. Like they've seen and loved the old you, and now they're seeing and loving the new you. And then it's a whole other beautiful thing to transform into this new you and see the new people that attracts, you know, what you are now like an energetic match to. So there's a transformation you're going through that is quite emotional in a good way. Okay, so I think those are all of the messages for my group number 3s. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you once again to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. If you would like to get a 55% discount off your first month, you can use the link down below or the QR code right here on the screen and use the code KINO55 to get your discount. So thank you so much to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below, and finally my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.